Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of MAP TV. I'm Nicole McClellan, one half of My Aligned Purpose. And what I bring to this aspect of our YouTube channel is the intersection between mindset, manifestation, and NLP. I am a mindset and business coach within mine and Kayla's company, My Aligned Purpose. And I'm going to be sharing lots of short little quick videos with you for some mindset tools and tips that you can implement into your own life. So today, what I want to talk about is the power of our thoughts and how we can use an example of pulling up a past thought that is familiar to show us how it's embodied, to show us how easy it can be to create a future thought in this present moment and embody that. And then what we learn to do over time is, rather than pulling up a past thought that feels familiar, is stepping into our future unknown. So here is what I would love for you to do. I want you to think about a time in your past that brings up a really great memory. Maybe it's your favorite vacation that you've been on, a song that when you hear it, you feel really good, a memory that you have with your family or loved ones. And I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And really get into the feeling of that memory. It can support you to draw from your five senses. So what do you remember seeing? What do you remember hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling, tactile, touching? And allow yourself to embody those five sensations so much that right here, the physiology of this present moment, the cells within your body right now, take on the emotion of that past thought. Oftentimes when I do this with our coaching clients, I will notice their body language shift. So as they recall a past memory with one of their like family members or a vacation that they took or something like that, I will notice that their shoulders start to drop. Maybe they open up, they get expansive through their heart, they become more expressive with their hands. And oftentimes I notice a smile come across their face, or they can be laughing and being quite joyful as they share this memory with me. So what is happening right now is your body does not know the difference of you being in this moment versus you in that past moment, because our emotions are a response of our body, and our emotions are created from thoughts in our mind. And it's almost like a loop, a cycle. So we can think a thought. Typically, we go to ones that are familiar. We think the thought, our body responds chemically with an emotion, and then our emotion creates more thoughts. So oftentimes we get stuck in a loop of something we already know. And so it can become really challenging to think about, well, how do I get to be the creator of my future? That's what quantum physics would say as we start to look into law of attraction and we use these 12 universal laws or principles to guide where we want to go. So what I'm suggesting that you can do is start to think about a version of you in a future time. So you can decide, maybe it's next month, a year, 5 years from now. And as you see yourself in that future version of you, perhaps pick something that you really want that you don't currently have right now. And so this could be a feeling state. So the feeling of being in a loving partnership. This could be the feeling of being a property owner of your dream home. It could be the feeling of being so free and nomadic and traveling around the world, time and money being of no issue. So you get to decide. That's what's really exciting. Create the five senses that you will experience in that moment. So we're not creating like, how will you be for the whole year in 2030, for example. It's like choosing a day, maybe how you wake up, go throughout your day. Who do you see? So who are you spending your day with? What sort of noises do you take in? What foods and different drinks do you get to savor and experience? What smells are you breathing in? And then, of course, you can go to, what do you feel? So do you feel sand beneath your toes, soft organic cotton sheets? You create your future reality. As you get so into this future version of you with your five senses, What is happening now is your brain and body, once again, don't know if that's you then or you now. And so this is where we get to create a physiological response in our body to feeling better from a better feeling thought. So if you're starting to get worried about the future unknown, just remember that there are minimum two unknowns. There's a plethora of unknowns, but the two unknowns that we don't have yet and we can choose is the future unknown, where we get really caught up in the hows and the shoulds. How will this happen? Shouldn't I live my life like XYZ? That can feel really controlling, really contractive, like quite limited. And then there's the future with no how or shoulds, because we're not in the control of the how. When you can start to learn that you are not in control of the how, it's so freeing. We can become expansive and really open up to what is available. So if I'm going to look at me in a year, I could very easily get caught up in, it's not going to happen, it's not enough time, I don't have enough money, I haven't met the right people, so on and so on and so on. And that hasn't happened yet. And then my body is responding to these thoughts that actually don't feel good. Or I can choose the reality that hasn't happened yet, but does feel good. I can see myself where I want to be, with who I want to be with, doing what I want to do, feeling how I want to feel. And although neither of those realities have become my present tense experience, I get to choose how I want to feel. So we're always looking for a better feeling thought. It's not going to be the best feeling thought right away. We have to work ourselves up a gradual scale of, okay, and what would feel better than this? And you ask yourself, and when you check in with the thought, you tune into your body, see if you can connect with that thought and create a feeling response to it. And this is how manifestation works. When you get really clear on what you want, when you can tap into who you will be and how you will be feeling, the how's allowed there, how you want to feel, or what feelings do you choose to embody. And when you take that on now, that means you get to be her now. That means you get to be, instead of choosing the past familiar and recreating it so that every day is the same as the day before, and then you wake up and nothing has changed because nothing has changed, you get to wake up and decide, I'm going to be her now. I'm going to do the things that she would do in a year today. And then this is how we speed up time. This is how we get into those different timelines. We get to jump into the reality that we want a whole lot quicker. And it's because when we are emitting a frequency of a vibrational response that feels good, well, then we start to magnetize more of what feels good towards us. And I know that you've experienced feeling sort of like out in left field and you're having an off season of life and everything seems to be off. It's because you're off. Your point of attraction is off. And because you are a magnet to everything, everything else is over here. So when you get your point of attraction back in alignment here in the center to what feels true to you, and it's only you can decide that, then everything else falls into place. And this is when we get to experience living an aligned and purposeful life. And I know that that's what you desire. I know that that's what we're all worthy of. So I really encourage you to go back, maybe listen to this again, pause at the moments where I'm asking you to go back to past experiences, see how you can embody it. Maybe get out a piece of paper and pen, write down the day that you're trying to envision for the future, and then get really clear on who you want to be, how you want to feel, how you spend your day, and use that future script to be what anchors you when your mind wants to go to future unknown. So, future unknown that feels scary. Well, why don't we go to future unknown that feels really good? And not go back to past. Past has already happened. That version of you has already experienced it. So let's create new experiences. All right. I trust that you've taken something away from this video. Would love to hear. Let us know in the comments. As always, it means so much if you subscribe. I'll be dropping lots of mindset, manifestation, and NLP techniques here on this channel for you. Kayla will be dropping by with lots of money information and exercises for you as well. And we look forward to having you become part of our community if you're not already. All right, thank you.